welcome to the new video. So yes, it has been long time since I have not posted any video, but really apologizing for this. But yes, I have received many messages on LinkedIn uh, on my previous video, which I said for 1-to-1 session. So yes, from next weekend I'll try to do that. As I said, I was little busy this week, and maybe for few days I'll be busy due to some of my personal things going on. But today's video I'll keep short and crisp. I have been going through myself. When I'm going through an interviews, and I'm also not able to clear, which I already said I have given, but I didn't get any response. So when I just try to analyze my answers and the questions and the expectations of the interviewers, now I realized what I am lacking in. So that's why I wanted to make this video to highlight to the people who are attending the interviews that what are the expectations. So suppose if I am going as an experienced person, and if they are asking me the question that in Kubernetes, if you have to troubleshoot the pod status, like if the pod is not getting up, so what will be your debugging steps? So what we majorly answer that we'll check the logs, and then first of all we'll check the pod status, and then we'll describe the pod, we'll check the events, and we'll get the logs, application logs, and there we will find the main error and we'll work on it. But what I realized, this is not enough. They expect us to jot down that when we do kubectl get pods, and when we see the status, it can be status like crash loop back off, image pull back off, pending, error, create config error, or OOM killed, or they can be like the various pod status that we see. We, because as I experienced, they're expecting us that we should cover all the pod status and what can be the possible reasons for those, and what will be our solution, or what will be our debugging steps. Okay, so this is how they are expecting. If you are just answering that mostly we'll see crash loop back off or image pull back off, and then we'll work on it, and then we'll check the logs, and accordingly we work on it, they will simply reject you. That is what I have observed. Unless and until you jot down all the possible errors, that uh, if we see pending status, then it can be due to the scheduler not able to schedule the pods on the nodes because of the taints and tolerations, or scheduler not working properly, or there is some resource request is not, it is not able to find and it is pending. That's why it is in pending state. If it's in create config error, maybe the configurations that we have used is not correct. If it is in crash loop back off, it means that some resource that we have defined, it is not able to find, or it is not defined correctly, and because of that the pod, as Kubernetes nature is that it will try to restart the pod. It is trying to restart the pod, but after some time, like because of the wrong configuration or something, some resource which we have defined is not present, it's not able to find, and that's why it is going into loop, and it is again restarting and again failing. That's why it is in crash loop back off. If we are saying about the OM kill, it because of the resource crunch. Okay, if we are telling about the image pull back off, so the image that we have defined, it is not able to pull that image because of the private repository, or the credentials not found, or the image is not present. So first of all we'll check the status, and these can be the status. And then for the further debugging, we will check the logs. If logs are not present, we'll check the events. And then these are the solutions which we can provide. So this is the answer they expect. Okay. So if they are asking you that design a three tier architecture, so they are not just expecting you that we will create a EC2 instance, and according to the EC2 instance, we'll see that what to we'll choose the EC2 instance, and then we'll create a subnet inside this. We'll have a VPC, we'll have a subnet. Inside the subnet we will keep some instance in private, some instance like the front end will be kept in the public subnet. The back end and the database layer should be kept in a private subnet. It is actually they are actually expecting the answer from when you hit the DNS. So the routing, everything, the URL, the failover policy, the geo proximity, the geolocation, all those policies will be defined in Route 53. Then from Route 53 we have WAF, we can put WAF. For caching we have CloudFront. Okay, then we have API gateway, load balancer. Then the load balancer will define the target groups and how the traffic will flow. So they're expecting these kind of answers, and that's why you know these are the few instances that I'm giving, but I'm thinking to bring more instances, because sometimes after giving the interview we feel that we have given almost all the answers but still we didn't get the response. And this is the reason why we don't get the response, because we are lacking somewhere in framing our answers, and we are missing some points which they expect our answers should have. When we work as an experience, when we go as an experienced candidate, we should show that we have experience in this. So that's why I wanted to highlight these points. And I'm thinking I'll bring more questions like this where we can improve our answers more. And so yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful. Please let me know your views in the comment section. Till then, take care. Bye.